Hi, it's Stephen from Sound of an Ocean Wave. Start of a new day, the 27th of November, and it's time to do the draw, the card draw for today, to see what message we get. And as always, we'll draw the tarot card first, and I'm just giving these one last shuffle, and then we'll pick the card and see what message the universe has for us today. Okay, so let's pick the card, and then we'll take the top, and we have the Tower. I recognise that straight away. So okay, we've picked the Tower. And I'm not getting a negative feeling at all from this. And I'm not getting the usual interpretation of things being torn down, things of I've been through a process, and okay, it's always an ongoing process of things, wrong thinking, and the things that you built in your life, in your mind, that aren't really helping you, and you know, something comes in to deconstruct that, to help you build something better. That kind of that is what I would normally perhaps say for this card. But today, it's slight variation on that, because what I'm getting from this today is, and I've had this before, and it's this aspect of sudden. It is this sudden revelation, this energy coming from the heavens, from the divine, from the universe, but in a sense of sudden revelation that in a sense does perhaps deconstruct that wrong thinking. But this is something fast and swift, and it comes from outside of yourself, or from a higher part of yourself, and gives you that sudden penny dropping moment, revealing something new, or striking at you with some truth, or guidance, revelation, that suddenly brings a breakthrough into your life. So I'm actually seeing this card today, and I've been trying to find getting keywords for the past few days for the cards I've drawn. Yesterday was focus, the day before that was commitment, I think, and today, if I was to use one word, I'm going to say breakthrough. It could be revelation, but I say breakthrough because it's revelation for a breakthrough, and so breakthrough is the key word here for this card today. So we could all do with one of those now and again, can't we? So yes, I welcome this today on that basis. So okay, so we'll draw the oracle and see what the oracle says, and see if that fits in with that. I mean, this is an example of, yes, it's always good to have the traditional basic meanings of the cards, but now and again, you know, they're not the only meanings. The meanings, so these are just archetypes to spark our own intuition sometimes, and different aspects can apply at different times, and you know, and sometimes we veer slightly away from the traditional meaning, you know, on occasion when we feel that that's more appropriate. and that's my view of reading tarot. Some may not agree that but we should stick to the more traditional meanings, but and I do to a great extent. You know, I know most of the traditional meanings, and where appropriate, I use them, but I don't limit myself to them. And if I feel that I'm being led to take a different angle on it, then that's more applicable to that particular time, then that's how I go. That's how I read the cards. That's my style. So okay, so let's get the oracle card. And we have financial and material changes. Yes, I can see that. Financial and material. Material, not necessarily financial, because it's financial and material changes. So it's changing your environment, changing your old way, you know, changing the way of life, and that sometimes we need a breakthrough to come in this area, and I know I do, and so it's very applicable. So maybe I'm going to get some insight and revelation as to something that will help me bring material changes and ultimately hopefully financial changes into my life. And so maybe I'm waiting for that breakthrough insight that will help me do that. Yeah, so this is one to reflect on today, but I can see where this can be relevant, and one aspect may be just to change my routine a bit, or change the way that I organize things around me, even the space around me, to make it more conducive to more positive change. So and I have been thinking about organizing things to represent, you know, my spiritual journey more, and putting things in place around me to represent that and create that better environment that to help bring more of those changes in. So that would and quite often, if we just change, you know, the objects around us, if we create a sacred space or whatever, altar or whatever around us, or we just put things there to represent what we're wanting to bring in. If we want to bring organization, to organize the physical setup around us, how we arrange things in a more flowing way, and then that helps us have that better energy, and then we can go out into the world and we can attract, you know, the resources, the money that we need. And yeah, I think what this is a breakthrough concerning how I can change the external material to reflect and to attract change within, and that will strengthen that change and increase that change. So I hope that makes sense. So sometimes changing your environment, your physical external world, how you organize it and what you put in it, can change your mental attitude, and your spiritual outlook, and create the right energies for the changes that you're wanting to bring in, if that makes sense to you. So it sort of makes sense to me. I can see how that would help, and I may need some. I'm getting some there. I need this sudden insight, this breakthrough as to how to actually do that, what to actually do to put those things in place. So I'm going to reflect on this today, and see what comes. So you change within to make the external changes, but it can also work the other way by making external changes can help you make the changes within. So there's like that two-way process. So yes, that makes sense to me. Maybe that's the breakthrough revelation, that it does work the other way. You can make the inner changes, and that you then can change the outward. But also, if you change the outward, it will also help feedback to the inner. So certainly a message to reflect on. So I encourage you to bear that in mind. Some of you may actually have had experience of this and can say, yeah, it does work, Stephen, and I've done it in my life. Or maybe you might find, a light bulb goes on and you think, oh, maybe I need to do some of that rearrangement in my external world to help me with the changes that I want to bring in. So let me know if that's the case. So that's the message for today, and I'll do a reflection, obviously, to see how my thinking's progressed on this through the day, and of course I'll be back tomorrow to do day 28 of the November draws. So until then, thanks for listening, and take care everyone, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Okay, bye bye.